Today, we're going to be reading a book called Chrysanthemum. What do you guys think? Chrysanthemum. Can everybody say it? Chrysanthemum. Chrysanthemum. What do you guys think this is about? This book, by looking at the cover. Yeah, you guys think it's about a little rat? But do rats dress that nice?
No.
Why do you guys think she's dressed so pretty? Can anybody tell me? I want to see hands. Okay, I see a hand. She's a what?
She's a girl. She wears dresses.
Oh, she wears dresses.
She's a girl.
Oh, she's a girl. That's why she wears dresses. Can anybody tell me why she's wearing a dress and a pretty necklace? Yes, sir? I need everybody to stay on the carpet. Yes, good job. So, and what about this pretty flower? What do you guys think? Why is she hugging this pretty flower?
That's not a flower?
Yes, sir?
He has bananas up there.
Oh, maybe there's bananas. You know what? That looks like upside down bananas, don't it?
It looks like a banana flower.
We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out why she's hugging that. Yes. Yes, sir?
Oh, you know, minions eat bananas.
Cause what?
He thinks bananas.
He thinks it's keys. Oh, maybe. You know what? That is a good. Maybe he does think it's cheese. I can see that.
I want to see.
Well, now I want to ask you something, okay? Have any of y'all ever known somebody that has the name of a flower? Like, say, I'm going to give you an example. Like, say, Rosa. Who knows a Rosa here? Raise your hand.
Flower.
Right? It's a flower, right? Any other name, people you know that have name of flowers, or name of things? Yes?
Miss Flores.
I'll come back to you. Miss what?
Miss Flores.
Miss Flores, right? Exactly.
I know my brothers.
What is your brother's? We have names like,
I'm gonna tell you.
yeah,
I'm
don't
gonna tell
know,
you.
like
Oh, you need me
Donat, like Florentina, right? We got different names that mean flowers.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you.
Okay, now I'm gonna tell you what happens in this story. The word chrysanthemum, I'm just gonna introduce it to you. It's actually the name of this pretty flower. What is the name? Chrysanthemum. Say it again with me. Chrysanthemum. And something else. The name of that flower is also the name of this little pretty mouse. Right? Now, look, I have a very peculiar name. My first name is Hugo. When I was a kid, people would sometimes make fun of me because of my name. They would call me Hugo. And I would get so mad. And I used to think, man, you know what? I wish I had a different name. I wish my name was Jose or Marcos, right? But then as I grew older, I really got to love my name.
Or Eddie.
So I'm gonna start, okay guys? Are you guys ready? So I need everybody, their volume of their voice at 0. What level?
0.
Okay. So there we go. Chrysanthemum. The day she was born was the happiest day in her parents' lives. She's perfect, said her mother. Absolutely, said her father. And she was. She was absolutely perfect. Look at that. So pretty. Her name must be everything she is, said her mother. Her name must be absolutely perfect, said her father. And it was. So they wanted to give her a good, perfect name. Chrysanthemum, her parents named her. Chrysanthemum. What was her name, guys? Good. I'm going to keep going. What are our boys' levels? How How do you do this dojo points, Miss?
They are to receive 30 points by the end of the week to earn a prize. Most of them are very close, but if they are being obedient and showing honorable character, they're going to receive 5 points today.
Okay. Chrysanthemum grew and grew and grew. See, she started growing. And when she was old enough to appreciate it, Chrysanthemum loved her name. Did she like her name?
Yeah.
She loved the way it sounded when her mother woke her up. She loved the way it sounded when her father called her for dinner. And she loved the way it sounded when she whispered it to herself in the bathroom mirror. Chrysanthemum, chrysanthemum, chrysanthemum. See that? Chrysanthemum loved the way her name looked when it was written on the ink on the envelope. She loved the way it looked when it was written with icing on her birthday cake. Who's had their name on their birthday cake? Raise your hand, no talking. Maybe one day you will. And she loved the way it looked when she wore it herself with her fat orange, when she wrote it herself with her fat orange crayon. So she wrote it herself too, right? Chrysanthemum, chrysanthemum, chrysanthemum. I'm going to keep going. Chrysanthemum thought that her name was absolutely perfect. And then she started school. On the first day, Chrysanthemum wore her sunniest dress and her brightest smile. Can everybody show me a bright smile? Ah, good bright smiles. She ran all the way. Hooray, said Chrysanthemum. School. Was she happy to go to school, guys? Yeah. Good. But when Miss Shud took roll call, everybody giggled upon hearing Chrysanthemum's name. Look at all the kids laughing at her. Is that a nice thing to do?
No.
No, we never do that, right? That's called bullying. It's so long, said Joe. It scarcely fits on your name tag, said Rita, pointing. I'm named after my grandmother, said Victoria. You're named after a flower. Chrysanthemum wilted. She was sad. She did not think her name was absolutely perfect. She thought it was absolutely dreadful. Was she happy about her name now?
No.
Right? So what the friends were doing wasn't very nice. The rest of the day was not much better. During nap time, Victoria raised her hand and informed Miss Shud that Chrysanthemum's name was spelled with 13 letters. That's exactly half as many letters as there are in the entire alphabet, Victoria explained. Thank you for sharing that with us, Victoria, said Miss Shud. Now, put your head down. Why do you think Miss Shud told her that? Do you think that comment was appropriate? To tell her how long her name was? No, right? So sometimes when we're going to say stuff, we got to think twice. Are we going to hurt somebody's feelings before we say that? Right? And if we're going to hurt somebody's feelings, should we say it? No. Exactly. If I had a name like yours, I'd change it, Victoria said, as the students lined up to go home. I wish I could, thought Chrysanthemum miserably. So is she feeling really happy about her name now?
No.
Was she really happy when before she went to school and everybody made fun of her?
No.
She wasn't happy about her name before she went to school? Let's see. I remember her saying, and she loved the way it sounded when she whispered it to herself in the bathroom mirror. So she did love it, right? But then the kids made fun of her, and what happened?
They laughed.
Who can tell me what happened? Yes, sir.
They laughed?
They laughed at her, and did she feel happy anymore?
No.
No, right? Welcome home, said Mother. Welcome home, said her father. School is no place for me, said Chrysanthemum. My name's too long. It scarcely fits on my name tag. And I'm named after a flower? Oh, psh, said her mother. Your name is beautiful and precious and priceless and fascinating and winsome, said her father. It's everything you are, said her mother. Absolutely perfect, said her father. So what do you think we're learning here? Do you think we're learning that when people make fun of us, they make us feel pretty good about ourselves? No, right? We're definitely seeing that in this book. Chrysanthemum felt much better after her favorite dinner. Macaroni and cheese with ketchup. And an evening filled with hugs and kisses from Parcheesi. Oh no, and Parcheesi. That's that game right there. I've never played that game. Has anybody played that game before? What kind of board games do you guys play? Yes, sir. Do you play any board games here?
Yes.
What games?
I
Dominoes. Who said dominoes? Good job. Let's give them a silent clap. Good. Who else plays board games here? Yes.
Dominoes?
Oh, dominoes too. Okay. Another board game? Yes, sir.
Dominoes.
Oh man, everybody here plays dominoes. Listen. Good. Okay, everybody's doing. So now we're gonna go.
Oh, you know,
Oh,
you
bingo, very good. Now we're gonna keep going, okay?
you can.
That night.
I'm the busy.
Yes, that night though, Chrysanthemum dreamed that her name was Jane. David, what was her name? What name did she dream that her name was? It's right, so to know we have to listen. That night, Chrysanthemum dreamed that her name was Jane. It was an extremely pleasant dream. So she was happy to change her name. Has anybody here ever wanted to change their name? No, right? I love your names. Good. Don't be like Chrysanthemum. And don't pick on each other, right? Because of your name. The next morning, Chrysanthemum wore her most comfortable jumper. She walked to school as slowly as she could. She dragged her feet in the dirt. Chrysanthemum, 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 she wrote. She even looks like a flower, said Victoria. As Chrysanthemum entered the playground. Let's pick her, said Rita, pointing. Let's smell her, said Joe. Chrysanthemum wilted. She did not think her name was absolutely perfect. She thought it was absolutely dreadful. Poor Chrysanthemum, right? The rest of the day was not much better. During nap time, Victoria raised her hand and said, a chrysanthemum is a flower. It lives in a garden with worms and other dirty things. Thank you for sharing that with us, Victoria, said Miss Shudd. Now put your head down. Did she say another inappropriate comment, Victoria? Was she mean again? She was, right? I just cannot believe your name, Victoria said as the students lined up to go home. Neither can I, thought Chrysanthemum miserably. So she was still sad about her name.
I'll go home and run.
You would go home and run? But let's see what happened. Let's see how this problem gets fixed, okay? Because she can't be sad all the time about people making fun of her. Welcome home, said her mother. Welcome home, said her father. School's no place for me, said Chrysanthemum. They said I even look like a flower. They pretended to pick me and smell me. Oh, psh, said her mother. They're just jealous and envious and begrudging and disconnected and jaundiced, said her father. Who wouldn't be jealous of a name like yours, said her mother. After all, it's absolutely perfect, said her father. Chrysanthemum felt a trifle better after her favorite dessert, chocolate cake with buttercream frosting, and another evening filled with hugs and kisses and Parcheesi. So her parents made her feel better, right? They told her her name was perfect. They gave her dessert. Who feels better when they have ice cream or dessert when they're sad? Good, good.
I ice cream a lot.
That night, guys, back paying attention, because that night, we're about to hear the end of the story. That night, Chrysanthemum dreamed that she really was a chrysanthemum. She sprouted leaves and petals. Victoria picked her and plucked the leaves and petals one by one until there was nothing left but a scrawny stem. It was the worst nightmare of Chrysanthemum's life. You see, they picked their flowers and they left the stem. So she was really sad, right, in that dream. Chrysanthemum wore her outfit with 7 pockets the next morning. How many pockets did she have?
7.
She loaded the pockets with her most prized possessions and her good luck charm. Chrysanthemum took the longest route possible to school. If she took a long time to get to school, do you think she wanted to go to school? If she took a long time to get there? All right.
What happens? He's gonna run.
She stopped and started at each and every flower. Chrysanthemum, 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 the flower seemed to say.
I think the flower can need water.
The morning the students were introduced to Miss Twinkle, the music teacher. Her voice was like something out of a dream, as was everything else about her. The students were speechless, so the students really liked her. They thought Miss Twinkle was an indescribable wonder. They went out of the way to make her a nice impression. Miss Twinkle led the students in scales. Then she assigned roles for the class musical. Victoria was chosen as the dainty fairy queen. Rita was chosen as the spiffy butterfly princess. Joe was chosen as an all-important pixie messenger. And Chrysanthemum was chosen as a daisy. Is daisy the name of another flower?
No.
Guess what? It is. All right, so we're almost towards the end, guys. Let's pay attention to the end. Chrysanthemum's a daisy, chrysanthemum's a daisy. Joe, Rita, and Victoria chanting, thinking it was widely funny. Chrysanthemum wilted. She did not think her name was absolutely perfect. She thought it was absolutely dreadful. What's so humorous? Asked Miss Twinkle. Chrysanthemum was the answer. Her name is so long, said Joe. It scarcely fits on her name tag, said Rita, pointing. I'm named after my grandmother, said Victoria. She's named after a flower. So they're still making fun of her, right? But guess what? Joe, Rita, and Victoria looked at Chrysanthemum. Oh, hold on. Are we missing a page? Got really stuck. My name is so long, said Miss Twinkle. It is, said Joe. My name would scarcely fit on a name tag, said Miss Twinkle. I would, said Miss Rita, pointing. Let's make sure we're on the carpet, guys.
Oh, God.
I like that.
And said Miss Twinkle, I'm named after a flower too. You are, said Victoria. Who else is named after a flower? Miss Twinkle, right? Does everybody like her?
No, yes.
Everybody wants to be like her. So she said, yes, said Miss Twinkle. My name is Delphinium. Delphinium Twinkle. And if my baby is a girl, I'm considering Chrysanthemum as her name. I think it's absolutely perfect. What did the teacher say? That Chrysanthemum was what? Absolutely what?
Perfect.
Perfect, right? Do you think she likes that name?
Yes.
Yes. Chrysanthemum could scarcely believe her ears. She blushed, she beamed, she bloomed. Chrysanthemum, chrysanthemum, chrysanthemum. Joe, Rita, and Victoria looked at Chrysanthemum longingly. Call me Marigold, said Joe. That's another name of a flower. I'm Carnation, said Rita, pointing. My name is Lily of the Valley, said Victoria. Chrysanthemum did not think her name was absolutely perfect. She didn't think her name was absolutely perfect. She knew it. So now she knew that her name was perfect. Because everybody wanted to have the name of a flower after they found out the teacher was also named after a flower. So what did we, guys, do you think we learned anything in this lesson, in this book? What did we learn? That we should be happy with what? With what? With our names, right? Because who gave us those names?
Well, you know.
Who gave you your name? Do you know who gave you your name? Yes, sir? Our parents, right? And when our parents looked at us, they said, you know what? This little kid right here is perfect. And I'm going to give it this name. Right? So then Angel or every single name every single name that you guys have is perfect.
Or like Miguel.
Or like Miguel too.
Or like Natalie.
And Natalie.
Mendez.
Yes. So guys, what we learned today is everybody's name is absolutely perfect. Nod your head if you agree. Nod your head. Even if people make fun of you, does that mean your name is not perfect? All right? And that's exactly what happened in the book. Did you guys enjoy that book?
Yes.
What do we do whenever we like a book? Thank you.
Guys, thanks a lot for your time. Thanks for listening to my reading of Chrysanthemum. And maybe when you guys get to 3rd, 4th, or 5th, I'll be your teacher. Okay? Thank you, guys.
How about the 2nd grade?
Maybe 2nd.